Well, hello friends. Today we are going to take a look at a bug that was reported 11 days ago apparently. So it's about how menus with lots of items are not positioned very well. So this guy Tibor here, he's been adding a whole bunch of fonts to the system, and they're not in the main distribution because they're sort of copyrighted fonts, but you can get them from his Git repository. And actually, let me show you that. It's what is it? Serenity Font Dev. Is this repository right here. And I have the fonts installed here, and we can see that if I bring up the font menu, there's a whole bunch of them. And we can't get past the end, and that's not very good. So we want to do something about this, and I figured, why don't we go and make this sort of scrollable? So let's just get cracking on that. So this would be in WS menu. We are in Windows Server, and we have a menu with very, very many items. So first thing we should do is every menu in the system when it's up has a window. So we should make sure that the windows can never be bigger than the screen, because right now it's like way taller than the screen, and we can't move it, so that's a bit annoying. I'm just looking for where we create the window. So it's here. Ensure menu window will compute the height of the window and the width, and then create the window. So I'm thinking we'll constrain the height. Wait, it calls height as a function? Oh, I see. So maybe this should be like content height, and can maybe rename this thing as well to content width, because I want to think of these things a bit differently. Like, we'll have a height of the window, but the content height might be taller, and then we can scroll it up and down, so it'll be overflow. So here, let's say we compute the height is going to be the max, or no, the min of the screen height and the content height. All right, so that should, just for a start, that should get us let me just get a nice command up and going here. This should get us the window being limited to the screen height, and wait, what? Error, height was not declared in the scope. Shit. I guess I'm probably checking that in more places. This will require some looking through, but we will look through it. What was that thing even? Well, anyway. Okay, so now at least... Oh shit, it's still too tall. Because we have to subtract the menu bar height as well. So let's say that this one, we'll call it the window height, by the way. Minus menu bar. Where do we have the menu bar height? The menu bar rect we can get from menu manager. Okay. menu bar rect height. All right. So we'll subtract that from the screen height, and that should give us the actual remaining portion of the screen for menus. Okay, now we can see that, you can sort of see, I don't know if you can see in the video, but you can see that the window ends here, and then this actually draws over the border of the window. But we want to not show something at the bottom here. We want to clip it, basically, and then draw the contents with an offset. So let's see how we do that. I guess we'll introduce an offset. So we'll just say vertical scroll offset. Maybe we just call it scroll offset, actually, because we don't want to, we're never going to want horizontal scroll in menus, because that would just be very jarring and awkward and terrible. So let's only do vertical. So the scroll offset is going to be used when we draw. And let's see, the way that we draw is here. So we're gonna say first visible item, last visible item, and I. Okay, and then okay, then we just have to compute first visible item and the last visible item. So what's the easiest way to do that? I guess, I'm thinking, like, should it be smooth scroll, or do I have anything that does this here? It just goes up the other way. Well, we could do smooth scroll or non-smooth scroll. I'm kind of leaning towards not smooth scroll, because smooth scroll always felt to me like such a gratuitous thing. And I kind of like the clicky clacky nature of snappy scroll, if you can call it that. So maybe the scroll offset is not going to be a pixel offset, but a index offset. So if that's the case, then we can just say scroll offset, and, or actually, it's not even the scroll offset, is the number, we start from 0 and then we count, so we offset here instead, scroll offset, and this is how many we can fit on screen. So items per max items on screen in window. Okay, and that's a terrible name. Visible item count. It's going to be the min of items size and the then we don't have to care about content height, actually, but that's a whole other thing. The minimum of the item's size and the window, no, height, content height, no, menu window height, here we go, divided by item height. All right, and let's just get some kind of scroll mechanism going. So do we have event handling in this class? We have mouse move, so presumably we could just hook, if event type is mouse wheel, then, wow, it's been a while since I was hacking on Windows Server. So if you mouse wheel over a menu, then scroll offset plus equals wheel delta. That's pretty good. And then m scroll offset. If m scroll offset is less than 0, m scroll offset is 0. If m scroll offset is greater than or equal to item size minus, oh no, well, we'll just do it this way at first. We're going to need to adjust that in a moment. I just want to see that it actually changes anything. So then we'll do a redraw here. Wait, how do we invalidate this thing even? Do we have redraw? We have redraw, okay. Okay, we are scrolling down and up, and down and up. And this is not really behaving the way that you would like it to, but it is behaving somehow. So it's definitely doing something. At least that means that the wheel event handler is functioning. So let's see. So until now, we've been relying on these item rects. So every item has its rectangle stored with the item. And I guess that has some benefits. But now we need to offset those item rects a little bit. So item.rect, come with me, item rect. I'm changing you into item underscore rect. Oh, wait, shit, hold on. All these different item rects. Okay, maybe we should, it's kind of nice to even ask with item rect. We can just teach item rect to be smart. WS menu item, it will do something really clever. What will it do? Translated by menu. And scroll offset. Menu item height. And no X translation. Okay. Okay, so now everything's moving, but it's also kind of goofy. Also, it's going the wrong way. So do this. And we'll translate the other way. Oh. Probably messing that up then, but let's see. Okay, this actually feels pretty reasonable. What the heck happened? I guess you were not prepared for me to do whatever I did there. Yeah. That's okay. So let's see. We don't want to let you scroll so that anything that shouldn't be visible becomes visible. So we need to have some sort of sense about this. Wheel. Okay, so the maximum scroll offset should be the item count. I mean, actually, if it's not scrollable, then return. Or should we continue down? I guess we can continue also. But if it is scrollable, then we will take care of this. Okay. And we will determine that it's scrollable. I guess we will, let's just save it for ease, for the easiness. Ooh, M scrollable. So, if window height is not content height, then M scrollable is true. Okay, and then should we just compute the max scroll offset while we're here? Maybe we can do that. The maximum scroll offset is, why is this type of stuff so difficult? It's the item count minus the number of things on screen, I guess. Item count minus window height divided by item height. Right, now the scrolling is upside down. Anyway, I can still scroll too far there, so I think we're going to need to -1 this guy. Wheel delta and max scroll offset. We didn't even care about it. So let's say max scroll offset. Scrolling. Current scroll offset is max is just to get a feel for it, because I find that often it's easier to just print out what some value is and then mess with it rather than trying to look at it and figure things out that way. So now if we go past the end here, there's nothing past the end. I feel like ZX81 is a likely last item, but just to be sure. Res fonts. No, there's one more. ZX spectrum, or ZX spectrum. He's missing, so we actually should allow you to go one more. Alright, fine. Where did I mess that up? Content height. No, window height. Right here. Maybe my original intuition was right. It's just with off by one errors, and so many others, I think very often we just put a -1 and see if it fixes the problem. Don't think too much about it. But yeah, that's the one right there. So now things are looking pretty good, although when we scroll, we should really reevaluate what's currently under the cursor, because otherwise it's kind of goofy that if I'm wheel scrolling, but it doesn't actually update the selection until I go down. But this looks really, really good to me, by the way. It looks infinitely better than smooth scrolling would, I think. Well, maybe not infinitely better, but it has a crisper feel than smooth scrolling, that's for sure. It's kind of interesting to work on this system because I'm kind of intentionally avoiding a lot of, I guess you'd call them more modern UI things. And it's interesting just how nice some things feel when they're snappy and crisp. Some things that we don't have so much of anymore. Like I have so many smooth fonts here on my Linux desktop, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm just used to this environment being like this, so I don't do anything about it. But whenever I boot into Serenity and I see those bitmap fonts, it's like so nice to me. It's so much nicer. Syntax highlighting looks really off here. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so let's do that. Which one are we hovering thing? So wheel. What should we do with that? Should we just consider it? Oh, this should probably have been window height, by the way. I'm thinking, should we send it up to, should we create a synthetic mouse move event and handle that? Well, that's kind of awkward. Or we can just separate out the logic here that finds a new hovered item for whatever the cursor position is, because that's really what we want to do. So let's make a separate function for that. Set hover based hover event handle hover event handle hover something like that, and then we'll just say handle hover event static cast. Take a const, because we don't need to change anything about this event, and we'll just simplify like that. Okay, so then this code can go up into handle hover event. And likewise, after we get a wheel event, we can handle hover event here as well. So take this guy. So like that. And put the plus back. So now wheeling will update the position and then also treat it as if we hovered, which causes the selection to follow the scroll, which is, I have to say, really, really nice. So can we activate these things, I wonder? Oop. Ah, look at that. How cool is this, by the way? I haven't really been showing this off in any videos or anything. I just made a tweet about it. If you're not following me on Twitter, by the way, I tweet pretty regularly about the system. If you like that sort of thing, sometimes if I'm hacking on something but I'm not doing it in a video, then you can see me posting about it there. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out. So, and now I'm just admiring these fonts. Oh, I like how this whole thing just sort of worked out. Look at that font. So how can we make this better? I feel like one thing that would make it better is if we had some sort of a visual indicator that there was scroll. So maybe we can draw something like a little up arrow and a down arrow at the bottom if you can scroll. So if you scroll down, then we can make an arrow up here on the first line. And also the stripe, the gray stripe on the side here, it gets a little goofy on the very last scroll offset. See, it switches between white and gray here. That doesn't look quite right. I guess because here we keep going one more step and draw this item as well, even though the text doesn't show up. And then here we don't have any more to draw, so we stop. Maybe we should also constrain it to not fill the whole screen necessarily, but like fill the whole screen, but only in multiples of item height. So we should lose any additional pixels. So let's see, ensure menu window. Window height. I guess the max window height or screen height available. And then the max window height is the screen height available divided by item height times item height. A little bit of that integer division losing the decimals. Classic, but it doesn't look super great. I guess because we're not taking into account. What do we need to take into account? Does this thing have some sort of padding? Content height. Okay, where are we using this? Stripe rect. The frame thickness. Oh, is that? It's always. Yeah. So we have a frame thickness both horizontally and vertically. So we need to account for that. So the screen height available is, call it the window height available minus this minus the frame thickness times 2. because we have the frame both above and below the menu items. Oh, what happened? Wait, what's going on? Okay. Still not looking quite right. Max. Oh, wait. I'm not doing that right. The max window height plus frame thickness times 2. Frickin' 2D math. There we go. All right. Now we can scroll up, see dowsy. And it's just the right height. But yeah, so let's do the bottom and top items can be arrows if there's scroll. I think that'd be okay. So let's see. And here, simple item count. Be this -2, or no, hold on. If is scrollable visible item count -2. Okay, and and the rects will have to change a little bit. This rect business is a little bit awkward. I don't love it. Scroll offset. So the first one, let's see, if menu.scroll offset. If there is no scroll offset, no, if it's not scrollable, turn m rect. Otherwise, negative scroll offset times item height. Okay, why is it goofing out like that now? Okay, so now the bottom is missing. We should find ZX spectrum at the bottom, which we don't. Why don't we, what are we screwing up here? $16 segment, right? Visible item count. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we screw this up somewhere else? Max scroll offset. Shit. I guess the visible item count is the same as the max scroll offset. In case we are scrolling. And if not, then the visible item count is items size. No, that did not work out the way I wanted it. Okay. Menu window height, item height. Okay. Anyway, there we go. I don't know why these things are so hard sometimes. So that's a start. Now we just want to put like a little arrow here and here. And guess we can just, oh, do we have something in the default font maybe? Oh, wait, why don't you boot? Sometimes they're little glyphs. Yeah, we have these. See, somebody was thinking ahead, adding some glyphs. So that's from the spin box. So we can actually go and look in the spin box widget, and we can find these two glyphs that we can use. So for drawing this, we can just do at the very end of drawing maybe, or maybe at the start. Doesn't really matter. We have to draw something at the top, so I guess this is, if it's scrollable, then we'll do it here. Make space for down arrow indicators, and it's going to be the up text, so indicator rect is where exactly? It's at the top, left and right, with the width is going to be, do we have the width anywhere? How do we compute the width around here? We have the content width. I guess that's pretty good. And the height is going to be item height. No, item height. Jeez. And then we can just do painter, draw text, up indicator rect, and then we can pass in this magical little sequence here, which will give us the up arrow, hopefully. And is that everything that we need? Maybe it is. We can just do the down indicator, which will be at a distance from the bottom instead. So the y coordinate will just be menu window height minus item height minus frame thickness. And we will just draw it in the down indicator rect. That's not super beautiful. We should probably center it. Text alignment, center. Okay, and then we should also, we can do it we can do like a disabled color if you can't currently scroll. Do we have a disabled color? System theme. Yeah, we have disabled text. Okay, let's use that. So should choose a text here, by the way. I mean, choose a color. Palette dot text menu base text. Gotta respect that system theme. But if we can't go up, so can go up, palette, we don't have that. What is it called? Color roll, disable text. And we'll do the same thing if we can't go down. I think disable text is not super well thought out. Should look into that, but not right now. So bool can go up is, and scroll offset is greater than 0. Bool can go down. Can do one. Scroll offset is less than max scroll offset. So what will we get? Ploop. Okay. And it's kind of subtle, but you can see it shifting from black to gray to black to gray. This is quite nice. Keyboard navigation. Oh shit, but it needs to. Now that we have keyboard navigation in the menus, we need to make it so that it follows if we scroll past the end. So maybe we should also make it clickable. Oh shit, this does not look right. Visible item count. Wait, where did I do -2? I didn't mean to do that everywhere. Yeesh. +2. Wait, what? Why is everything so goofy now? Why does Terminal keep doing that? So many questions. Okay, so that's a bit weird. I mean, I see why this is happening because we are offsetting by 2 somewhere, but why am I so unable to remember what I've done to do this? It's not that. So presumably the menu is not scrollable, because then we would be seeing arrows. Window height, content height. Okay, well, what the heck did I change? It's not the hover stuff. And items at scroll offset, which should be 0 if you're not scrollable, I would think. So let's just do a little bit of debug here. So scroll offset, scroll offset, scrollable, visible item count. Can't see what we're doing. Right, so that's fine. This one is scrollable, false. Visible item count 3. Poop. Okay, so these are still here. We just don't draw them. Okay. Is it because, oh shit, wait, hold on. It's because of this thing, isn't it? Right. Because we have separators, then they take away some of the height. So the visible item count, if it's scrollable, like that, right? Okay, that's more like it. Maybe these shouldn't be so tall. It looks a little bit awkward that they're so tall, but at the same time, I don't hate it. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Okay, that's quite nice. So let's do the keyboard stuff. Key up, key down, key down. So if you are going to the end, let's see, how does this even work? We have a hovered item index. Key down, oh wait, I'm confusing key down and the key underscore down, which is the actual down arrow. So here, we iterate until we find something that's not a separator. And then we should probably, if m hovered item index is greater than then what's the bottom index on screen right now? It's the scroll offset plus the, so wait, hold on, if is scrollable and hovered item index is greater than scroll offset plus the visible item count, which is, I keep forgetting, let's just make it into a function because it's frustrating. This should be something like this instead. So So if not scrollable, return M items. Size, otherwise. I don't know why there's no const version of that. We can just grab it this way, I guess. Okay. So then key down, we need to check if the hovered item index is greater than the current scroll offset plus the visible item count, then and scroll offset plus plus. I think that's good, because then it will just follow us. Once we get to the end, it will just follow us on the way down. Let's just see if that makes sense in practice. Fixed this. No, it's not soon enough. All right. It's always that -1 business, or I guess one of those. Let's do key up as well. So if the hovered item index is less than the scroll offset, then we quite simply have to reduce the scroll offset, or decrement the scroll offset. Oof. Okay, let's go to the end. Ah, we went too far. Shit. Well, now we're here. All right, and can we go to the top? Oh, that looks so weird. Down, down, down. Okay, the scroll offset is all kinds of wonky when you do that. Maybe we should print out what the heck we're doing. Because we shouldn't let you go past past the end here. Are we letting you do that? If an M hovered item index is less than. I don't know, we gotta take a look at this stuff. And let's do it down here as well. So let's go down and up. It's not feeling quite right just yet. So almost right. Dang it. Well, that doesn't seem like the right behavior. I mean, maybe it's the right behavior in one of these menus. Also, these look really stupid here. Shouldn't paint those there. It makes sense that you would go upside down like that, I guess. But in this menu, when we get to the top, do we want to rotate around to the bottom? I feel like that's not what you want, because you Okay, that's too weird. Let's see. If we go past the end, if is scrollable, then hovered item index. Don't go past the end and break instead. And likewise, when we are here, all right. Okay. Yeah, this is feeling a lot more sensible. Right, so let's get rid of those. And then we wrote this in a very awkward way now, like decrementing the index and then checking if it went under. So what we should really do is if is scrollable and hovered item index is 0, then we'll just break. And actually we can just return even. It's a no op. Okay, and likewise down here, if scrollable and hovered item index is the item's size -1. So there's a slight inconsistency here between scrollable and non-scrollable menus, that the scrollable menus don't let you go past the end, but I really feel like that's the logical behavior that I expect, sort of, because if it just would rotate around, then it would be like infinitely scrolling, which would remove this feeling that it has a top and a bottom, if that makes sense. Now we're just going to try out some fonts here. Ploop. How cool is this? Look at my past WD. Let's try it on the text editor. Oh, we gotta fix these things, by the way. Oh, shit. This doesn't look good. It doesn't work when it's a sub-menu. Oh, that's stupid. We have to do something about that as well. But let's do the arrows first. So, indicators. We should only draw these if we are scrollable. Okay. And what the frick is going on with that submenu? So I guess that's where we are popping it up. Where do we pop things up? Update for new hovered item. I think that's the one. So we're popping up the new submenu at the hovered items rects top right, translated by the window rectification. So we need to do this a little bit differently if this is a scrollable menu, first of all. So, oh wait, hold on. Point, pop-up, position. And we'll just compute Okay. So what are we gonna do? If it's scrollable, we gotta do something a bit differently. In the scrollable case, the pop-up position is still the hovered item rect. Wait. Yeah, it is, but the rect is going to be offset by... Oh no, that's still good. Wait, all of this stuff is still good. So why is it showing up in this retarded location? We don't have to do this differently. I started thinking we have to do it differently because of the item rect offset, but that's fine. We just have to look at what pop-up is doing, I guess. So menu pop-up, if window height is greater than the screen height, so we're almost to screen height. So what are we going to do then? I guess we can just do like if adjusted pos y is less than 0, set y. Capping it to y, would that, I mean capping y to 0, what would that achieve? I have to see it visually. Okay, so that sort of works, but it's a bit strange that it goes above the menu up there. So maybe we shouldn't cap it like that, but rather menu bar rect height. Should cap it to the menu bar height, which would be the bottom of the menu bar. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I don't want the menus to show up anywhere below or above the menu bar, because that would look so strange. Oops. Wait, can I even get into it? Oh, I can, but where am I? Oh. You scroll down. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, well, we don't have to fix everything right now, but there's definitely some improvements that can be made here to jumping across like that with the left-right keys. Hello, I am font. All right, so I think we've done a good enough job here that we could maybe commit this. So what actually became of content height at this point in WS menu? Well, it's only used in these one place here, so and content width is used a bit more. I think let's get rid of content height, the function, and just compute it in that one place that was using it so that we don't spread confusion. Okay. we go. I guess this is feeling pretty good. I'm happy with the results. Let's just take one more look at it. Yeah. 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 Git commit. Windows server. Make some support allow scrolling or menus that don't fit on screen. WS menu now, or menus now have a scroll offset, index based, not pixel based, which is controlled either with the mouse wheel or with the up down arrow keys. This allows us to finally allows us to browse all of the fonts that Timur has made available through his Serenity Font Dev project. I'm going to link that in the commit. I was thinking we could do one of those GitHub links there. Might be interesting. So I'm not completely sure about the up-down arrows. They feel like maybe they occupy a bit too much vertical space. Also, fix me this mechanism probably doesn't look completely right for menus that have separators in them. Anyways, we should note which bug we're fixing. It was 1043. Fixes 1043. All right, so I think that's going to be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out, and I hope you saw something interesting here. Oops. And and I hope your stuff is going well too. So thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.